In the second week of the competition, Brian piled on the pressure.
You need to go a bit faster on the...
Yeah, what you did was not clear at all. None of the head rotations, none of it. At the end of week 1, it was still quite a daunting thought to me that we still had another 5 weeks to go. We still had another however many routines to choreograph.
Brian called up his professional partner, Christina Rianoff, to help with training.
Having Christina there was a huge help. Number one, she's able to give the female competitors a little bit of a different insight that I'm not going to be able to as a man. And number two, to have that moral support from my partner made me feel a little bit more confident in what I was doing.
One couple who had bonded quickly were Harry and his dance partner, actress and singer Michelle Gale.
Were you born disabled?
And when Harry had a dip in confidence, it hit Michelle hard.
You just set me up.
I was missing my wife, I was missing my family, and I was kind of thinking to myself, was this, like, did I really do the right thing? It's like, it was so much work, and I was like, am I cut out for it? Having someone like Michelle, who I could tell just wanted to put everything into it, and I wasn't there, I wasn't in that kind of state of mind where I just wanted to give it 110%.
You're chickening out of it, and I won't let you do that. That's, to me, unacceptable. But I do still love you.
I'm scared.
2, 3, 4.
Paul and singer Heather Small were also finding the training tough.
3, wheel forward, turn around. Well, Heather and Paul going into week 2 really had something to overcome and something to prove. They were off time the week before, and it was absolutely essential for them to continue through the competition that they come back and dance on time the second week. Paul was a really lighthearted, friendly guy when he started this, but not the type of guy that you would expect to be out on the floor putting on a show. And I think that he had a little bit of apprehension about that.
Paul was not a natural performer, but even he was won over to the joys of wheelchair dancing.
The last day before we went and actually performed the rumba was probably one of the best days we had, because we felt we nailed our routine. But I think on the actual night where we went out, it sort of fell to pieces, really.
In the end, Paul and Heather were up against Harry and Michelle in the dance-off.
I'm going to choose a couple which I think is going to have more potential, and that is Harry and Michelle.
So Paul and Heather were the second couple to leave the competition.
If you're having fun doing something, which we've had so much fun doing it, I just want to carry on now.
I've seen Paul embrace dancing because he was a doubter, and he's been bitten by the bug now, totally.
I probably would have liked to got a bit further into dancing, but clearly I wasn't one of the best.
Now back home in Oxford, Paul has gladly swapped the dancing for his passion for extreme sports.
I'm looking back on the whole thing now, few months on really, is that I'm real pleased I had the chance to get involved in it and meet the people I did and learn the different things I did, really. Yeah, to me it's meant quite a lot to get involved in it. And what I hope this whole competition has achieved is just really getting over the point of, you know, that because we're in wheelchairs, we can still do the same sort of things as other people.
James and Caroline will soon travel to Israel for the European Championships, where they'll take on the best wheelchair dancers in the world.
You need to be Houdini to get into this one. Oh my Lord.
In preparation, Caroline has a costume fitting.
Ah, no, I like this. No, I could be confused with the lady of the night.
They are both taught how to do their own makeup for the competition.
If I end up doing this myself, I'm going to look like Panda.
The dance of love. Oh my.
And they get together to train whenever they can. But a week before they are due to leave, Caroline gets worrying news.
I had a text message from James at about 11 o'clock saying, oops, I've just broke my wrist. So then this morning I woke up and I had a message saying he'd been to A&E and it's not broken. But then he put ... probably is ... So That made absolutely no sense. If his hand was broken, we wouldn't be able to take part. We wouldn't be able to rehearse. We've only got 4 more days. Oh!
Hello.
What happened?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It was like more
terrible.
It was sticking out before more. Just getting into bed, I was like, ow, this hurts. And then I lay there and I was like, ah, that really hurts. So then I knew I'd done something bad.
Have you had an X-ray?
Yeah, they didn't see much, but they're going to take me back to have a... They think maybe the tendon's come away or been broken, or I don't know.
James continues training, using his left hand as little as possible. But it's difficult.
Well, obviously I push the wheels with my hand. I get out of with my wrist, you know, takes the hand, the arms, the wrist are all involved. No, realistically, can I go around using one hand for a period of time? I'd go in circles.
James heads to an appointment at the fracture clinic. If his wrist is broken, he won't be able to compete.
So, what happens? I've got an avulsion injury to my dorsal right. So basically a bit of the bone has come away. And he also said you should rest for 3 weeks. But then when I mentioned I'm doing this dancing thing and it doesn't hurt that much, he kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, do what you want.
It's good news. James will be able to compete in Israel and represent the UK at the highest level.